The Women's Leadership Institute in the Auburn University College of Liberal Arts is pleased to present Leaders Educating Through Discussion. We hope you will take a moment after you watch our presentation to add your own voice to the dialogue on our website, auburn.edu/womensleadership.
The thing that I wanted to tell you today, they asked me to take 10 or 15 minutes and talk about what advice or what challenges or what difficulties I have experienced in my career and what advice I might give to someone coming along that might want to miss those little difficulties. And there was a book, and Melanie Barstead, who was sitting in this chair just a few minutes ago, actually was the first person that suggested I read that book, and it was called Letters to My Younger Self. And it was by a lady named Eileen Sanders. This author wrote and contacted 40 successful, world-changing leaders, 40 women. And she said to them, write a letter to your younger self, telling yourself some wisdom, some piece of advice, some encouragement that you wish you had gotten when you were younger, something that would have made you more successful. I consider today, kind of participating in that book, what advice would I have given to my younger self, my 21, my 22-year-old, that might have made a difference in who I became 32 years later? I will tell you honestly, I didn't think about leadership at 21 years old. I thought about success. And it was about job skills and what did I need to be a success. I honestly thought a lot about climbing the ladder, but I just assumed that climbing the ladder and becoming successful automatically positioned you to becoming a leader. It wasn't until much later that I learned that success and leadership are not the same things. The things you choose to make you successful, and success can be in the workplace, it can be in volunteerism, it can be a successful stay-at-home mom. You can be a success at many things, but the things that you will be successful at doing do not naturally lead you into a leadership position. You choose things that make you successful, but you also choose things that make you a leader. I knew at 21 years old that I needed to be smart. I still know at 53, to be good at a job, you gotta be smart. The word that's used right now is competency. If you want to succeed, you've got to be competent. You've got to have knowledge about your field. You've got to stay knowledgeable about your field. You need to stay on the cutting edge of everything going on about your field. You need to be a lifetime learner, and you need to be very teachable. No excuses. Everybody in this room can be competent. But competency is a piece of success, and competency is also an ingredient to leadership. You know why? Nobody follows stupid. I knew at 21 something else. Not only did I need to be competent, but I knew at 21 that in life, if I wanted to succeed, you also had to have good character. Keeping promises, telling the truth, living a life of high moral and a life of integrity. Your parents probably told you that there was a high road and a low road. Well, they were right. It's called the snake line. On every mountainside, if you get above a certain altitude, snakes won't live. If you want to succeed in life and you want to be a leader in life, you got to live your life above the snake line. Because while nobody follows stupid, nobody trusts liars either. There's a third thing, though, that I didn't know at 21. And y'all, one of the things I've got to tell you is when we came along, Melanie said she graduated in 75. I graduated in 78. There truly were no men here. In my accounting classes, I was one of two women. So I'm just telling you, there were no men here. So the competition that you started out with in the generation that, and basically, if you're 21 or 22, I'm your mom. I'm your mom's age. There are things that we knew and things we didn't know. There were some things I honestly didn't know. In the last 10 years, I have read more books on leadership than I can possibly tell you. There weren't that many books on leadership in 1978. So there's a lot more focus on helping you at a young age become a leader. But there's one thing I did not know. And it was the greatest mistake I made. And if I could share one thing to my younger self you, it would be this. Slow down and take the time to create genuine, caring relationships with the people you work for or work with and are alongside. Slow down and take the time to make genuine, caring relationships with the people who are in your world. I was very ambitious. You can underline the word very. I was very ambitious. When I went into a meeting, I was more prepared than anyone else in the meeting. I worked harder. I stayed late. It was all about me. I entered a meeting ready to tear into a problem, solve a problem. Other people wanted to come in and chit-chat and talk about the weather and talk about their family and how about them Braves. And I was all about, let's get to what's important. My ideas, my agenda, my fast-paced, pull-through, run over, leave bloody bodies behind. It was a competition, it was ambitious, and it was all about me. I was into success, I was into climbing that ladder. I was obsessed with performance. I loved what I did, and I did it all the time, 24 hours a day. Now, you can climb the ladder, and I was climbing, and you can be successful. Making money, the corner office, the trappings of success, you can have those, but they do not naturally convert into leadership. You can be successful and live an insulated life. If you like being by yourself, and you don't want to invest any of yourself into another person, then be a great straight commission salesperson. Have a nice family, be a good employee, go make lots of money, go invent something, be a missionary, go green, you can make a difference. You can change the world, the sky's the limit. But don't expect all your hard work and success to be the path of leadership without one more ingredient. People who do not want to invest themselves in others, people who are always looking into their own life, their own success, their own careers, their own good, they can't become leaders. It's not they won't, but they also can't become great leaders because leadership only happens in relationship. Leadership is unselfish. Leadership is not about me. It's not about you. Now when I go into a meeting, it's not about me. I walk into a meeting, I want to know if all the participants are okay. If I really want the input of someone there, and I know this person's a young mom and they've got a sick child at home, if I really need their engagement to solve a problem, and I have to tell you, absolutely my favorite thing in the world is solving problems. You throw a big honking hairy problem in the room and get enough minds together, and I know together we can solve that problem. And the way creativity works is one person throws a thought in the room that's only half-baked. And then another one says, but what if we, and then the third and the fourth, that's how together you solve problems. It's great fun. But if you've got a young mom in the room that's got a sick child at home, where's her brain? reschedule that meeting. Now when I go into a meeting, it's not about me. It is about the team working together to overcome some incredibly huge obstacles that you face in healthcare today. There is no I any longer in the work I do. I is a word that's got lots of elbows, keeps people away. Leadership is not a word with I in it. You can be successful and concerned only with yourself. But if you want to be a leader, it is unselfish. It is only worked out in relationships. I have had 8 years. I've been at East Alabama Medical Center for 12. I have had 8 years of working for the greatest leader at East Alabama Medical Center. She is entirely interruptible, completely unselfish, unbelievably competent. She has mentored and poured herself into me and into the others that surround her, that she has loved, and there is nothing that she would ask of me that I would not do. Because of her, I am able to lead. Because of her leadership, I lost that absolutely all about me drive to be a success and learned the value of leadership. I am a better person because of her. That's how you know a good leader. Good leaders inspire and motivate other people to be their best. And the result of good leadership is that other people around them rise. So good leadership. People follow people who are competent. Nobody follows stupid. I believe good leadership, people follow people who are of good character. I'm not following a liar. People follow people who care for them. So if you want to know my ingredients for leadership, you know, there's a book, Leadership Strategies. There are 580 different definitions of leadership. Nobody, that's why it takes a bunch of people to tell you what a leadership is. There's not really one short, little, tiny thing that says it. 580 choices I had. Those are my 3. You have competency, you have competency, you have good character, and be a person who cares for people. That's what I believe a leader is.